Hey everybody, it's the Redstone Wizard here again, bringing you another Redstone tutorial. This time, what I got for you is a little bit outside my normal videos that I make, but someone requested minigames, so yeah, I got one for you. What we got is Roulette. Yep, this is actually a variable style roulette where you're able to select the maximum number of tries. I'll show you guys how to do that when we were building it, but let's take a look at how it works. I've got minecarts in here just to signify players. It's a two-person system where if I hit this button, the next person will be able to hit their button. And that person now fell into whatever system they want. And I can hit this button all I want and nothing will happen. It has a safety lock system, so if I hit this one, nothing. Hit this one. Looks like this side is not turning out too well. Yeah, and it will keep going for a maximum number of attempts equal to the number of how you have it set up. So let's take a look at the redstone. A lot of it is just conditional statements for this, and a few. But here's the bulk of the system right here, and we have it set up for a maximum of 6 attempts. You can adjust it according to however you need. And if you feel like it, you could even have it set up where when the button gets pressed, it will be locked until the system says otherwise. So, what do you say, guys? Let's get to building this thing. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I pretty much got all the redstone stuff needed to make the brain of the system itself. So, let's take a look at what we got. What we need is 6 droppers, 3 hoppers, 5 comparators, 5 repeaters, 4 observers, 6 torches, a bunch of dust, 4 sticky pistons, 2 buttons of any type, 2 redstone lamps, a bunch of blocks to build with, a bunch of random items. This is the part of the system is requiring certain numbers. And 2 non-stackables and a container of some sort. I'm just going to use a barrel for this. And let's take all this stuff out. Let's break the shulker box and let's get started. First off, we want to put a dropper with a dropper and a hopper going into the bottom dropper and a hopper going into the hopper. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a non-stackable, throw it in there, and then we're going to decide on how many turns we want. So I'm only going to do a total of 6 times. So we have 5 non-stacks, 5 stackables, and 1 non-stackable. That will say, okay, this will only last 6 rounds, maximum. Then we're going to go under here. Place an observer with a comparator on subtract mode on top of it. We will grab another observer, pick a side, and place it there. Off of the observer, another observer, a solid block with a container on it with 1 random item. Now, what this does is says this has to be greater than this for it to register a signal, which means it has to be greater. It has to be a non-stackable, and that is the sole purpose behind that. This is just a non-stackable detector for it. So then we will take our droppers again. 1 dropper going this way, and 1 dropper going this way, and we do need the block here. We need a pull a signal out of this dropper, put a block on in front of it, of the comparator that we just placed, and a torch. Throw your other non-stackable in here so that if I take, and I'm just going to use a button here, and as you can see, it is now there. And as soon as it empties, it switches the item back. So now we are going to go and we're going to pull a, that's temporary, put an observer faced it, looking upwards, powering down, and one pulling another signal from there. And we're going to throw a comparator on subtract mode with a block in front of it. We're going to place a block next to it, and we will grab 2 pieces of dust and smack it down. So now, if I take the button again and place it, we have the water bottle in there, and it will continue pulsing until the item goes up. All of them. So we will take and place a dust down just like that. So we're going to go down 1, up 1, and place a block here. We don't need that. In fact, actually, we could even just place the torch on the side, but it'll interfere with some of the other redstone, and we do not want that. And a dust there. So now if we push this button, nothing happened. If we push it again, nothing happened. And now I fire it off, and then it resets. So push it. Nothing. Still got the water bottle. Push it. Still got the water bottle. And the water bottle fired. It clears the entire system back up. So now what we need to do is take and power this hopper, this dropper, and only this dropper. So we'll just place a dust there. We can place a block here, place a dust there. We can place a solid block there and a repeater here. We'll take another dropper going up, over, with a hopper going into that, and a comparator coming out. And we will throw a random item in. And we will place a block. And underneath, we're going to go one side. It doesn't matter which side you choose, because one side is going to get a torch. The other side is going to get a repeater. So now, if I just pull this, stick it there, and push the button, power's off, and all we're doing is swapping. And that's the whole point, is this is just a swapper. So we will just take and go out at least 2 more. And we can just run it all the way up front to where our control circuit is going to be. And throw a sticky piston pointing down. And run dust all along it. In fact, we'll even put dust on top of it with a extra block and a redstone lamp. In fact, we can even we'll drop this down 1 and throw the block just to, you don't have to use the block, you can actually just place the dust on top. Dust on top of it, but I just wanted it. So from here, we're underneath the lamp, we're going to place a block. We'll put blocks on these. Put a block there. And we're just going to connect all of this like this. We don't need the blocks here. We'll throw a repeater here and here and dust all of these. And we'll just staircase up to here. So if we throw and then we'll grab our buttons. Throw one there and one there. No matter how many times I push this one, the system will not initiate. But if I push it with this one, the system initiates. And that fired. So now we need to get the drop system. So underneath this block with the repeater, we're going to place a sticky piston. Any block you want. I usually just use a slab. Not for any specific reason other than you can actually make it distinctive. And we are going to go to the side or the back, depending on if you have the space to be able to do it. I'm going to go through the back on this one. And we're going to throw a torch on both sides, which will extend these pistons out. They can remain extended and then run dust here, because these will technically both get pulsed at the same time to be pulled away. And that is when the system activates. So then all we have to do now is just put a staircase up, put a torch, and dust. And do the same thing with this side. Staircase up, dust, and a torch. And we're almost done. All we have to do now is come down here, place a block, leave a gap. We're going to place a piece of dust here. You can either have a repeater or a torch. I do recommend using a repeater here. And you can add some delay. Not much is needed for this. And we'll just run it all the way here. I'll break this one, throw a torch, and dust all of this. And now, if I hit this button, it switches and allows the next person to try. And that person fell through. And this one, that person fell through. This one, and that's pretty much it. Making it a little more condensed is up to you. That's all in how this is just, I made it wider just so people could see how it's done. This one was just so that I could have a little more space in between them. Very useful to have just a completely randomizer game. But alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments section. If it's a major issue or you're having trouble getting a straight answer through the YouTube comment section, I recommend joining my Discord. I try what I can, but it's a lot easier on Discord. At least for me it is. And if you guys want to support me, you can subscribe or join my Patreon. Link to that will be in the description. I am streaming on Twitch. Link to that will be in the description. But you guys, this is the Redstone Wizard. Enjoy building.